video because I gotta clear my mind of this. And I'm not just that. Keep spreading light on the situation, as many other people are doing. It's out there. Go look. It's really out there. So we're talking about the job market. That job market that I've been involved in since I was 13 years old. Still a child at that point. And I started getting taxed. Started working, getting those paychecks. I bought my first car when I was 14. You feel me? Because I started working at 13. I had my driver's license at 15 and a half. So don't try to tell me that I'm some lazy bum, poor folk. Don't try to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Head game too strong for this. Head game is way too strong for this. There are millions of people out there looking for a job right now. Many of us have hundreds of job applications in. Hundreds. So let's just speak about the real and stop spreading disinformation. I am going to speak about this because, I'm a God-fearing man and that's all I fear. So if I see something, I'm going to say something. That's just me. So Adam Calhoun has been making fun of people, and it's sad. It's really sad because, I really did like his music, but I don't know if I can support his music anymore. Now that I've thought about it, I don't really think that I can support his music anymore because he's out here just feeding the problem, just out here saying, oh, everybody should just get a job. Everybody should just get a job. Everyone should just get a job. That's so damaging to our creativity, folks. That time of being a slave, we got to put that behind us if we want any real growth. If we want any real growth as a society, we have got to put those old ways far behind us. Hey, what's good, yo? What's good? I'm just out here dropping that reel. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here dropping that reel because, like I was just saying, I started working at 13 years old for the system through the HRDC program. Bought my first car at 14. Took driver's ed at 14 and a half to get my driver's license at 16 and a half. And I already had my own car that I purchased with my own money from working at 13 years old. You feel me? I'm not a bum. I got up and did what I needed to do early in life. Okay. And now, fast forward all these years later, now I'm just like everyone else that started like that. I'm out here in an RV with my dog, enjoying life. And although I have hundreds of job applications in, an active working phone, you can call me right now, I don't have no work. This needs exposed. This needs talked about. 100%. 100%. It's very tiring for people to keep using these very damaging words of go get a job, go get a job, go get a job. Bro, we're too wise for that. We're too wise for that. That's the old system that you're still trying to push people into. Bro, that's not a real man. That's not a real man. We have got to focus on our creativity. You see, our creativity can change the world. We don't need their system. We don't need it. The sooner we realize this and tap into our own creativity, the sooner we break free of slavery that's been going on for a very long time, regardless of your skin color. So I like to put this out there because I have been searching for a job for months now. hundreds of applications in. I've went to interviews. I've done everything. I started working at 13. So try to tell me that I'm not trying. Try to tell me I don't know what I'm doing. I started working when y'all was still kicking it, doing nothing. I was already out working. So don't try to sit here and use these damaging words of, oh, go get a job, go get a job, go get a job. Motherfucker, I would already be working. But God is here to protect us. Those of us chosen ones that don't fit into society anymore, we're protected. We're not allowed to get a job. Literally, how else can you look at it? I have 300 job applications in through Indeed, Craigslist, Snag a Job, all that stuff. I've put in the work trying to find a job. So why else don't I have a job? And thank you. I really want a Fort Biker. I'm new. All right. What is your dream? Not forcing. All right. Sorry, guys. The comments started pouring in here, and I was still rambling on. And so what is my dream is to pay off my property. I have 2.5 acres. I've already paid over $8,000 on. I owe $7,000 left on it. And I can actually camp on this property legally once I pay it off. So it's one of the last places in America that you can do that. Seriously, go look it up. You can't RV on your own property hardly anywhere. There's tons of people out there saying, you know, and this is just for starters. This is just what I want to do to break free of this system. I'm not controlled by these puppet strings. I broke mine a long time ago, folks. A long time ago. I chose this life when I seen what was coming. I've already been on point. I already seen this coming years ago. I've already been out here for 7 years now. So y'all that are just now waking up to the show, congratulations. And I'm thankful because we need more of this. We need more freedom. How do you gain freedom? You have to actually do it. You can't just talk about it. You can't just wish for it. You actually got to go out there and do it. All we're doing by staying working and renting and having no time left for ourselves is feeding the system. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. When you have no money for gas, do they care about you? And if they do, you got a really good job. But do they care about you? No. They don't. I've actually got fired from a job because I didn't have enough gas, and I asked them if they could help me after I'd been there for like a week. So times are different. Times are changing, folks. And hello, hey, what's good? I'm 19 years old right now. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. You're born into a nightmare, and I'm sorry about that. I really am, because I couldn't imagine. I really couldn't. Life is so different now compared to when I was 19. I'm 32 now. When I was 19, things were so different. So different. I could get a job in like an hour if I wanted to. I could go in anywhere and go get a job within like an hour or two. I could have a job. Nowadays, 300 applications later, 7 failed interviews, 200 denied applications, 100 applications just still sitting there that they just are laughing at my resume. And so that's the real right now of what we're going through. I have way more than enough skills to get a job. Way more. I started working on cars when I was a teenager. I've literally been like a mechanic since I was a teenager. I grew up street racing. So I grew up working hard, folks. Hard, folks. I bought my first car at 14 years old, followed by I bought my own 4-wheeler at 15 years old. I know what it's like to be a slave of this system. I know. I know. And I learned all too young. I was only 13. So we're too wise for all this. Don't let anybody, not family, not friends, not old coworkers, don't let anyone determine your own self-worth. That is really what I want to relay about this message is do not let anyone determine your self-worth. We make our self-worth. We know what we're worth. So don't let anyone try to say just because you're not following what they want you to do, that's when they turn on the attack. And this is where we got to get wise and see it and deflect it. Because otherwise, I'd be going crazy by now. So many people saying, get a job, get a job, get a job. I don't even want to show my Indeed job searches, like my applications that I've put in that says the last time I checked, I still have 111 active applications. I don't even want to show that to y'all because why? For what? I don't need to prove myself. I already know who I am. I already know what I'm doing. I don't have to show proof. You feel me? I could if I really wanted to, but you know, for the fact that I started working so young and I was working 3 jobs at 17 years old. At 17 years old, I went in the morning to Rimrock Express Lube and I changed oil until about lunch. And then, so from early morning to lunch, I would do that. And then I'd bounce out to O'Reilly Auto Parts and I'd go work there until closing, which is, like 8 o'clock or whatever. And then I would go from there and I'd work at Taco John's until they closed. I literally used to bounce around 3 different jobs. So there's not anyone out there after, you've worked 3 jobs at once before that can determine your self-worth or your qualifications, your skills. My resume is deep. I've done all kinds of work out there. All kinds of work. So for the folks who have bold-faced lied to you and said, oh no, they're not looking really at your resume. They're just looking for like skills. That's a lie. That's a lie. Unless, you're lucky enough to find, which I have, there are very few places out there that'll still hire anyone. Doesn't matter what. And they're the shittiest places that you can find to work. 100%. That's why they're like that. That's why they're always hiring. Nobody's putting up with the bullshit anymore. So I'm just spitting facts, based on everything that I see in my own experiences and reading into other people's experiences as well, who are also going through this. This is why we're talking about it. We need to shine a light on this situation because people like Adam Calhoun, who are just damaging people by telling them to get a job, bro, that's not real leadership. This country is lacking real leadership. And that's facts. That was part of a takedown they did years ago, where they rounded up all the OGs of the game. They round them up, put them in prison. So why? So the younger generations don't have the proper guidance. And it's sad. And now, because I'm a free American citizen, I'm going to light up a stogie. Sorry if that offends you. I need a cigarette. It's morning time. I got my coffee. Got to have my cigarette. You know what I mean? So thank you for the love. And I love how YouTube is shadow banning my stuff so bad that they show that I have 0 people watching right now. It shows me I have 0 people watching yet. Reactions coming in. Smash that like button and hit the 100 thing a couple times if you support that reel. Because man, I'm don't care how many more attacks they put me under for speaking about the reel. I'm gonna keep doing it. As I think it was Damian Marley. I'm pretty sure it was Damian Marley said, they can only kill you once. They can't kill you twice. Think about that for a second. They can only kill you once. They can't kill you twice. Why do you say that? Why do you say that out of curiosity? Because I know that I've already been killed once due to speaking the real about situations. I worked on past regression healing, and I literally, the vision started coming in of what happened in my last lifetime when I got killed. So I find it interesting that there's been other people who have said this too, not just Damian Marley. They can kill you once, but they cannot kill you twice. So we need to get over the fear of, oh my gosh, if we speak out, or that's the end of us. No, I don't believe so. I believe we are much more protected. It depends on, yeah, I know the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And yeah, if you get to a certain level of in the spotlight, that's probably not good. So, you don't want to be like a celebrity or anything. You just want people to trickle in and see your point of view. That's the real focus. You don't really want to, it's not about being someone for a bunch of people to look at. You know what I mean? What's real is what's in my heart and what's in my soul. That's what's real. And I hold on to that. Because they can't hijack this mind. My consciousness, it's too powerful. They cannot hijack it. They can try, and they can do all kinds of things. Trust me on that. But especially us starseeds out here, which there's over 1 million of us on this planet right now for this time known as the Great Awakening. This is real stuff. Please don't smoke. Well, my grandma smoked all the way up until she died, and she didn't even die at all from smoking. It had nothing to do with smoking. She died at like almost 80 years old, and it had nothing to do with smoking. She bled out in the hospital because during an operation, they fucked up and she died. So, I've known many people around that age who still smoke and are doing just fine. It's all about the other ways we take care of ourselves. This is freedom. I don't know. Yeah, it's a drug. Yeah, it's an addiction. But ultimately, it frees my mind. It lets me relax. If I didn't have these, trust, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good, folks. This is what keeps me nice and calm, nice and sane. That way I ain't out here robbing nobody, all fucked up on drugs, half a zombie. You know what I mean? Bro, there's way worse things that I could be doing than smoking a cigarette. Way worse things. And yeah, it's not healthy, but again, it's my freedom. It's my choice. And I come from Montana State. Montana State, I'm sorry, but we're a bunch of smokers. I don't drink anymore, but we're a bunch of drinkers. I don't do drugs anymore, but we're a bunch of drug addicts. Where I come from, people took freedom to a whole new level. So, I'm thankful to be 7 years clean. I have not been drunk in 7 years. I've not done any hard drugs in 7 years. Yeah, I smoke a little bit of flowers still. Some pot. That's legal here. And it always should be. It's never done any harm. I've never hurt anybody because I was smoking weed. Ever. That wasn't the case. It was when I was on some other shit that I might just snap for no reason. So trust me, I'm very aware of everything. I've lived life. I've lived life fully. I was kicked out at like 16 years old for smoking weed. Like I've been through life. I've been through life. I went to Seattle from Billings, Montana, when I was 19 years old. I went to Seattle, and then I ended up actually being homeless out there. I lost my car after I got out there. I was doing some dumb shit, but ultimately, I'd found out my child wasn't my child when he was a year old. I cut his cord. I thought I was his father. Come to find out a year later, he wasn't mine, and his mom was doing dope behind my back with her family while she was at work, type of like. So I got out of there. I left. And anyways, I have been a traveling man pretty much since then. So, I'm all about our freedom. I'm all about going and exploring and really just living in the real world. That's why I don't rent apartments. I'm not just stuck in a house and I don't see what's going on. No, I'm out here for a reason. This is what God wanted for me. This is, it takes the toughest of the soldiers to do the toughest of the things through God. Without God, I wouldn't be anything. None of us really would. Without our Creator put us here. We need to give him that respect. So, I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. That's just what it is. It's been that way. Every time I even think about quitting, I learn real quick why I still smoke. So, this world is there's way too many toxic things going on out there for me to put that down. When the world decides to be a little bit less toxic, we break free of the slavery, then yeah, I can probably let this slavery thing go. But, until then, I'm out here struggling. I'm out here flying a sign just to survive. With hundreds of job applications, and back to the topic of the video, like with hundreds of job applications in. So, nobody out there should be able to tell you your self-worth unless you don't know your own. You got to know yourself. So, I'm very thankful to have this channel and be able to trickle in little seeds for y'all, because I haven't really been working. So I started working when I was 13, yeah, but I've only been working here and there since COVID. So ever since COVID, I literally devoted myself to knowledge, just straight knowledge from the highest sources that I could possibly find, which is very, very good, life-changing stuff. Most of the secrets I shouldn't really say most, but a lot of the secrets that they have kept from humanity could actually be all positive changes. They want us to think it's all doom and gloom. That's what they've programmed society into thinking with the whole New World Order plan, this and that, the Illuminati, their time of ruling this planet is coming to a close. Finally. It's been up to us the whole time. We are our own saviors. We do not get reunited with the one infinite creator, God, until we reach 7th density. When we become a 7th density being, then we get reunited with the one infinite creator. Right now, we're only on 3rd density, and we're vastly approaching 4th density, which this can happen depending on the choice that humanity makes, roughly every 26,000 years is when the solar cycle that over 30, it's in over 30 ancient prophecies. Our ancient ancestors all knew this information. It's been recorded in over 30 prophecies, all saying the same thing. That Great Awakening that they talk about, that's what it is. It's the solar event that happens every roughly 25,920 years, roughly. So this comes from very intelligent sources. Have you all ever heard of Ra? Has anybody ever heard of Ra, the Egyptian? Very good stuff. It's actually the reason for the Law of One that came out in 1981. Does anybody know about the Law of One? Some very powerful stuff, folks. Check out, you can type in on your browser, lawofone.info. If you put lawofone.info, it'll bring you to the Law of One book. It's amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff. So it can be challenging to read, as it's literally from a higher density being. The consciousness level. We have different levels of consciousness. Right now, we're at the lowest that a human can be at. Our dog is a second density being. We are a third. We are the lowest form of a human, a people that we could be. So it's very, very exciting that we are approaching this time of the Great Awakening. We're in it. We're not approaching, we're in it. The faster that we can spread this information and everybody realizes what's really going on, the faster we take back the power that was supposed to be ours from the beginning, but they stole it from us. They stole it from us. They made us their slave, stuck in there and all these worries that they kept trying to pour out, you know. Man, thank God for intelligent people who saw past all this bullshit. Thank God for it. Changed my life. 100% changed my life. I am so thankful for David Wilcock, who has met with many different insiders who have seen and been places, off-planet locations, on-planet locations that they don't want anyone to know about. Have you all ever heard of the military secret space program? Very real stuff. Our military is involved with this. It's called the Military Secret Space Program. Have y'all ever heard about that? It's very, very real stuff that I have devoted years of my life into studying. Literally over a terabyte of information. It's been a great journey. And it's been a very hard one, though. It's been a very hard. This path is not easy at all. Spiritual growth is not easy. It is not easy. This is, you will go through ups and downs like you cannot believe. But one thing that we can do is to work on our forgiveness of ourselves and everyone in order to release karma. So if we want our wheel of karma to stop going up and down and up and down, we have to master forgiveness. It's a teaching from the Most High, for sure. Love and forgiveness. And service to others. That's really what we're here for. We're really here to help each other. That's why we're here. We're not here to be a slave. We're not here to work a 9 to 5. Go home, 6 o'clock. Be in bed by like 9 or 10, What are we even doing at that point? Like, what are we? We're just giving all of our energy and existence to a system. And what really do we have left after that to give to ourselves and our other selves? You feel me? So it's very important that we overcome this whole job market thing. It's important that we tap into the creativity from within. They've been using against us. They've been using our co-creative abilities against us to keep us stuck. This knowledge changed the world completely. We're not controlled. We're not on these puppet strings anymore. More and more people are having those strings burned off. More and more people are finally realizing what it is to be free. It's the greatest time we could be alive. And there are many of us who are sent here to help guide humanity in the right direction, to help to dig into things, to really dedicate our life to digging into and finding all the truths that they've been hiding. They have technology that completely changed the world. Free energy devices. We don't need to pay for electric. They can literally heal any disease. The medical stuff that they hide from us, we literally wouldn't have to worry about smoking a cigarette or anything. Anything. They literally have the technology to heal anyone. And they've had this for years. They reverse engineered, crash landed UFOs back in the 1950s. We've had extraterrestrial contact since, and way before the 1950s. That is how these prophecies came about. That's how, our pyramids were built. So check it out. And like the very beginning of the Law of One, Ra talks about how they built the pyramids. They didn't build it with any machinery. They didn't even build it with spaceships. They built it with their mind. They're higher density beings like Jesus. Jesus was a higher density being. He was a fourth density being, which is the density we're about to come into right now. So anyways, they could, when they say that they can move mountains, that's real. That's real. That's how they built the pyramid. So there's so much stuff that's been hidden from humanity. And it's time, it's past time of when we learn about everything. Have y'all ever heard of full disclosure? Which they're not going to release. They're going to release partial disclosure, but they're not releasing full disclosure. So it's up to us to just keep talking about all this different stuff that's involved with disclosure, which is when they finally admit all kinds of stuff to humanity. So much stuff that the reason they can't give full disclosure, the real truth behind why they cannot give full disclosure to everyone, is because it'll put most of them in the hospital. They've been hiding so much. The average person that doesn't really know a whole lot of what's been going on would be put in the hospital because of how, wow, when all of a sudden everything you thought you knew was wrong, yeah, it's going to cause a ruckus. So that's why they're not doing full disclosure, and they're only going to be giving partial disclosure. But luckily, there are going to be movies that are being made soon, and have already, some of them, about disclosure. And so I'm very excited for this time that we're in. Very excited. This is the stuff I'm focused on. I got to let the job thing go. I'm already here. I live in an RV. I'm already here. So instead of try to fix a situation that's not even really broken. I need to focus on this. So I'm glad that, I titled this all about, because I started working at 13 years old. That's real. That's real. And I started working before then. I started really working at around 8 years old. But when I got an actual job through the system, which was the HRDC program for low income families so that your teenager could go to work, I was one of those teenagers that went to work because I didn't have a father around and my mom made minimum wage. So I had to, if I wanted something from the age of 13 on, I had to go get it. So I'm not your average bum. I'm not your average poor folk. You feel me? I've actually chosen this situation years ago when I seen everything unfolding and I seen how unfair and stupid the system is. I didn't want no more part of it. I said, I'm done renting. Renting for what? Bro, you literally might as well go take your rent money outside right now, folks, and burn it. That's to be 100% real with you. That's what you're doing by renting. You're never going to get anywhere in life renting. Not with the prices of everything nowadays. Most people can't even afford it anymore. I seen this coming years ago. That's why I've been out here for years now. But I finally have started to tap into why I'm actually here. And it's been a very, very great eye-opening. It's hard to accept that we have to let something go. Letting things go can be very difficult for us. It's gotten a lot easier for me. It's gotten a whole lot easier. So I'm just thankful that I have woke up to why I'm actually here. And I'm not, I truly do believe I'm being protected right now by God. Why else would I have hundreds of job applications in right now? I've went to interviews. I've literally gave everything I could to try to get a job. And yet I still don't have a job here in Oregon. There might be other states that are a lot easier to get a job, but here in Oregon, you better be one of them. Because if you're not one of them, chances are you're going to be out here like this. So, and I'm thankful for it. If I want, I can go get up some gas, which is what I'm about to go do, and take off into the mountains, which is what I'm about to go do. And I'm going to go look for gold. There's tons of gold out in these mountains, in the rivers, there's locals have said there's gold all over this place. So why not create some content and just do me regardless? You know what I mean? We don't need controlled by a system. We don't need to have to go home to an apartment every night and be stuck in that thing. Can hardly make any noise. Man, that's the farthest from freedom. It's really what I'm getting at. That's not freedom. Even owning a home isn't really freedom unless you have it out on your own land. If you have a home out on your own land, which is what I'm trying to do, then you can have some freedom. But when your property taxes are outrageous because of the fact that you live in town, so if you live in town on their ground, you can own a home all you want, but if you still have it on their ground, it's not really freedom. So that's why homesteading is a much better option, to go find raw land that has nothing on it and find some that you can still get away with slow building. To me, that's the answer for for the housing crisis is to go out there and get some land way out in the woods. And that's where we're supposed to be. We're not meant to be trapped in the rat race of a city, breathing in all this pollution, taking in all these different frequencies from all the different cameras and all the different stuff that comes with being in a city. We're not meant for all that. Has anybody else noticed that really started to bug you? I know for me, I can't even be in a city anymore. I grew up in the city. I can't be there anymore. Too much going on. Too much going on. I like to be able to connect with my higher self, with God. I can't, it's very distorted when you're in town. There's so much going on there. The connections you do get is a bit distorted. So you find a much cleaner connection out in nature, as you've probably seen other YouTubers doing. It's very real. So I'm very focused on trying to get up enough gas and everything that I need to be able to just go out there and be one with nature. I found some spots. So that's what I did for Thanksgiving, is I went and disconnected. I went and got far enough out into the mountains that I lost all cell phone service. All of it. And then I turned my phone on airplane mode. And it felt so good. It felt so good to disconnect from that. So good. So I'm really focused on trying to do that. And, okay. Sorry, I just had to see what's going on because it's about my time to go out there and try to get some gas. I need to literally, like, that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to go get some gas and some more food. And so me and my dog can just go out there and what's up with the baby girl? Was she taking a nap? Oh, is she taking a nap? Yeah, you gotta love the Daisy girl. You know what I mean? This is our little home, I'm just about ready to, I got some clean sheets on for the bed, so I'm about to redo that. Got my sign right here that I just got. So, you know what I mean? You don't really need a whole lot. Freedom is like the less you have, the more free you are, really. The less stress you have, the more free you are. So that's what I'm focused on. And unless somebody happens to be able to maybe possibly donate just a little bit so we can get some gas on like Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal. Otherwise, yeah, I got to go out there with my sign here and try to make some survival funds for me and my dog, because, yeah, I don't have quite enough watch time on this channel yet to be making any money on it. So all this is free, which is fine. I'm more focused on helping people. That's my goal. You'll see that in the description of my channel. One of the first things it says in the description of this channel is being of service to others. It's like my number one focus. So, yeah, thank you all for joining in here. And if y'all can, smash that like button, subscribe. It'll help me. And I'm going to be bringing some more content here out in these mountains. I'm out in the mountains still right now. I'm just in a little tiny town off the interstate. And from here, I can just dip off straight into the mountains. I'm already out here. So I finally have made it to a really sweet spot here in Oregon. And I'm really, really excited to bring some really good content, some really good meditations, and just a much cleaner connection to y'all. As soon as I get out there, I need to let this town stuff go. So that's really what I'm focused on is trying to get just enough gas to get out there. And yeah, I just had to change the rear differential fluid for my rear end of my RV. It was low. I checked it the other day when I was out in the mountains, and I was like, oh, it's one thing that my poor ass hasn't been able to do. So I flew a sign yesterday, and I made enough to get a little bit of gas and some food and gear oil for the rear end. I have a little siphon pump, little hand pump. I siphoned out the old fluid that was in the rear differential, got all that crud out of there, and pumped in the new stuff. I just reversed the tubes and put it into the new fluid and pumped it in there until it started spewing out. So, yeah, I'd love to bring car content too and stuff. Like, I'm a really good mechanic. My stepdad taught me when I was like 13, 14 years old when I started driving and bought my first car and started street racing. And from there, I started doing modifications to vehicles, not just fixing them. I started, putting racing headers on and stage 3 racing clutches and just completely redoing cars. So, I love that type of stuff too. Like I said, I have a lot of skills, and people like Adam Calhoun need to stop telling people to go get a job, man. Bro, why ain't you working, bro? You make music and stuff. You're a creator. And as a creator, why are you telling someone else to go stoop to the low level of go work a job, bro? That to me, that's not very good guidance. I wouldn't tell any one of you to go get a job. None of y'all. We have to create our own, whatever that may be. For a lot of us, it's going to take some time to figure that out, to do some different things in order to get there. So, we got to focus on our creativity. That's my advice. Don't go get a job. You just keep being a slave. So there's a reason why these people don't. So many people don't have a job. So many reasons. Look out there. There are many people who have even just quit their job to go live this life. And I'm telling all of y'all, don't be afraid to do so. Don't be afraid to do so. You might just find what you're looking for out here. Especially if you get in a little RV and go slide around some mountains, you probably find what you're looking for. No money can replace what you're actually looking for. I've had like $200,000 before. I wasn't happy because of it. I mean, yeah, it was nice to be able to just not worry. That was nice. We shouldn't have to worry anyways. This is the last planet out there that is still controlled by a money system. That's the biggest grip on humanity that they have, is this money system. The biggest grip. The root of all evil. They've programmed us into thinking we need money. We don't need money. For what? That's stuff that they have been printing. It's not even backed by gold anymore. It's the money is not even backed by gold anymore. They can't. They don't actually have, there's gold still out there, out in nature. They don't have all the gold to back all this money that they're printing. It's not been backed by gold for years. So when are we going to learn that it's fake? This whole system that we've been tricked into thinking is so real is so fake. So fake. The sooner we all break free of the system, the sooner we are going to thank the creator. Real talk. We're going to thank the creator. Wow. I didn't realize I had this power, this energy within myself. We are our own saviors, folks. We do not get reunited with the one infinite creator until we reach 7th density. We're only at 3rd, going into 4th. So, anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go out there with the sign because I don't have no other way real quick. And I need to go make some money. I'm hungry. And I gotta get some more gas so I can get out there in the mountains and go find some gold and make some good content. Do y'all want to see some content of me trying to find some gold? I know somebody out here that's got one of them sluice box, to yeah, so we're gonna go river it up here soon. And yeah, I can't wait to drop some content on that. That'll be cool. So all right, peace and love, y'all. I will be back shortly. I'm gonna go find me some money, yo. If anybody can, I'm gonna drop this. If anybody can, Cashapp displaced 541 or Venmo Trilldill 541. PayPal is Trilldill406@gmail. So if anyone can help me with anything, absolutely anything, this is it would be extremely amazing. I would be extremely grateful because this is what I got to go do right now. Anything helps. God bless, y'all.